Hey, ready? Today we're doing something super useful in Marathi. How to talk about things you just did, already did, finished yesterday, did last night, or did a little earlier. Real life stuff, not textbook museum Marathi. The kind you'll actually use with friends, family, coworkers, shop people, everybody. Our big idea is simple. For completed actions in Marathi, you'll very often hear forms like kelam, kela, keli, gelo, alo, kalam, bahilam, batavla, ketlam. Don't worry about memorizing a huge grammar chart right now. At A2, what matters most is spotting the pattern. Action is done, finished, over. Marathi often gives that nice completed feeling with these past forms. And there are a few time words that make this super easy. Kal means yesterday. Kal ratri means last night. Attach means just now. Thorya vera purvi means a little while ago or earlier. Adich means already. Once you combine those with a completed verb, boom, your meaning becomes very clear. For example, mi kal ratri kam purna kelam means I finished the work last night. Very practical. Mi attach jevlo means I just ate, if a man is speaking. A woman would say, mi attach jevle. You do not need to master every gender detail instantly, but do notice that the ending can change depending on who is speaking or what is being described. Just keep listening for the music of it. Here's a memory trick. Think of attach as just now, like a little verbal flashlight pointing to the immediate past. And think of adich as already, like saying, hey, relax, it's done, no need to ask again. If your phone battery had feelings, adich would be its annoyed voice. Are, charge adich gelai. I already charged it. Let's warm up together. How do you say I ate earlier in Marathi? मी आत्ता थोड्या वेळापूर्वी खाल्लं. मी आत्ता थोड्या वेळापूर्वी खाल्लं. Nice. That sentence is super useful. Atta थोड्या वेळापूर्वी literally gives the feeling of just a little while earlier. In everyday speech, people may also shorten or simplify depending on context, but this version is very clear. Now another one. How do you say I finished the work last night in Marathi? मी काल रात्री काम पूर्ण केलं. मी काल रात्री काम पूर्ण केलं. Beautiful. Kam पूर्ण केलं is a great chunk to memorize. It means finished the work, completed the work. You can swap out the noun. Homework पूर्ण केला, project पूर्ण केला, cleaning पूर्ण केला in very casual mixed speech. Marathi loves mixing with English in daily life, and at your level, that's actually useful to hear. One thing to notice. In English, we often need helping words like did or have. In Marathi, the completed form itself often carries that finished feeling. So kela already feels like did, completed. Gelo feels went. Alo feels came. Sentences are often more compact than in English. Let's keep going. How do you say, did you call earlier in Marathi? तू थोड्या वेळापूर्वी फोन केला का? तू थोड्या वेळापूर्वी फोन केला का? Perfect. That little ka at the end is your friendly question signal. Phone झाला का? Did you call? खाल्लंस का? Did you eat? पोहोचलास का? Did you reach? It's such a useful pattern. If you remember nothing else from today, remember this. Completed action plus ka makes an easy everyday question. How do you say, we just reached home in Marathi? आम्ही आत्ताच घरी पोहोचलो. आम्ही आत्ताच घरी पोहोचलो. Nice. Attats again. Just now. घरी means home, to home. Pohochlo means reached, for we. Very common phrase. You'll hear it on calls all the time. I'm sure you can imagine it. Traffic, chaos, bags in hand. Somebody calls, and you say, Amhi attats घरी pohochlo. We just reached home. How do you say, she already sent the message in Marathi? तिने मेसेज आधीच पाठवला. तिने मेसेज आधीच पाठवला. Excellent. आधीच is gold. Already. Learn it well. मी आधीच सांगितला. I already said it. आम्ही आधीच निघालो. We already left. त्याने आधीच खाल्लं. He already ate. Super high frequency. Here's a very practical shortcut. If you want to sound natural when talking about recent completed actions, build your sentence in 3 little blocks. Time word, thing, done action. Like काल रात्री plus काम plus पूर्ण केलन, और आत्ताच plus घरी plus पोहोचलो, और आधीच plus message plus पाठवला. Time, thing, done. Time, thing, done. Easy rhythm. Let's add a few more useful lines. How do you say I just came in Marathi? मी आत्ताच आलो. मी आत्ताच आलो. If a woman is speaking, मी आत्ताच आले. How do you say he went yesterday in Marathi? तो काळ गेला. तो काळ गेला. How do you say did you eat last night in Marathi? तू काल रात्री खाल्लंस का? तू काल रात्री खाल्लास का? Very nice. Notice how natural these are. No giant sentence needed. Now let's make this stick with a tiny story. First, I'll say the whole story in Marathi. Just listen. काल रात्री मी उशिरा घरी आलो. घरी आल्यावर मी पटकन जेवलो. मग मी एक मेसेज आधीच पाठवला होता. म्हणून मी रिलॅक्स झालो. थोड्या वेळापूर्वी मित्राने फोन केला आणि विचारलं, तू पोहोचलास का? मी म्हणालो, हो, मी आत्ताच सगळं काम पूर्ण केलं. मग आम्ही उद्याच्या प्लॅनबद्दल थोडं बोललो. Now let's go line by line. काल रात्री मी उशिरा घरी आलो. Yesterday night I came home late. घरी आल्यावर मी पटकन जेवलो. After reaching home I ate quickly. मग मी एक मेसेज आधीच पाठवला होता, म्हणून मी रिलॅक्स झालो. Then I had already sent a message, so I relaxed. थोड्या वेळापूर्वी मित्राने फोन केला आणि विचारलं, तू पोहोचलास का? A little earlier a friend called and asked, did you reach? मी म्हणालो, हो, मी आत्ताच सगळं काम पूर्ण केलं. I said, yes, I just finished all the work. मग आम्ही उद्याच्या प्लॅनबद्दल थोडं बोललो. Then we talked a little about tomorrow's plan. Good. That story had several great real-life past markers. काल रात्री, थोड्या वेळापूर्वी, आधीच, आत्ताच. If you can hear and use those comfortably, your everyday Marathi becomes way more natural. Let's do a few more natural moments. Imagine your friend asks if you want food, but you already ate. You can say, मी आधीच खाल्लं. I already ate. Super useful. If somebody asks whether you finished the assignment, you say, हो, मी कालच पूर्ण केलं. Yes, I finished it yesterday itself. That little tsa in kalats adds emphasis, like yesterday itself, yesterday already. Quick side note, you may hear atta and attats. Atta is now. Attats is just now. Tiny difference, big usefulness. Mi atta yeto means I'm coming now. Mi attats alo means I just came. So if the action is already complete, attats fits beautifully. Now a few common mistakes learners make. First mistake, using a present form when you want a completed action. For example, saying something like, mi jevto for I ate. No, mi jevto means I eat or I am someone who eats, depending on context. For completed action, you want forms like mi jevlo or mi jevle, or in some casual contexts with food, you may also hear kalle for ate. Second mistake, forgetting the time marker that makes everything easier. If you're nervous, just add one. Kal ratri, attats, adhits, thoda verapurvi. These words carry so much meaning and make your sentence easier to understand, even if your verb form isn't perfect. Third mistake, translating English too literally with too many helper words. Marathi usually likes the direct route. Instead of trying to build a giant sentence, for I have already sent the message, just say tine message adhits pathavla or mi message adhits pathavla. clean and natural. Chunks are your best friend. Learn these as ready-made pieces. काम पूर्ण केला, घरी पोहोचलो, फोन केला, message पाठवला, आधीच केलं, आत्ताच आलो. If you memorize chunks, your brain works less and speaks faster. Very good deal, zero extra charge. Let's bring it together with a few more prompts. How do you say, I already did it, in Marathi? मी ते आधीच केला. मी ते आधीच केलं. How do you say, we finished earlier, in Marathi? आम्ही थोड्या वेळापूर्वी पूर्ण केलं. आम्ही थोड्या वेळापूर्वी पूर्ण केलं. How do you say, he came last night, in Marathi? तो काल रात्री आला. तो काल रात्री आला. How do you say, did you send the message, in Marathi? तू मेसेज पाठवला का? तू मेसेज पाठवला का? How do you say, I just saw it, in Marathi? मी ते आत्ताच पाहिलं. मी ते आत्ताच पाहिलं. Excellent work. Can you feel the pattern now? Time word plus completed action. That is today's superpower. Let's do a fast recap. If something happened yesterday, use kal. If it happened last night, use kal ratri. If it happened a little earlier, use थोड्या वेळापूर्वी. If it just happened, use attats. If it was already done, use adhits. Then pair that with a completed verb like केलं, केलं, केली, आला, केलो, पोहोचलो, पाठवला, पाहिलं, खाल्लं. Your practical takeaway lines for today are मी काल रात्री काम पूर्ण केलं. मी आत्ताच आलो. तू फोन केला का? आम्ही आत्ताच घरी पोहोचलो. तिने मेसेज आधीच पाठवला. That's real Marathi you can actually use. And hey, don't stress if every ending isn't perfect yet. You're building strong everyday instincts. That matters a lot. Keep repeating these little chunks while walking, cooking, commuting, chilling, whatever. Marathi past expressions start to feel natural surprisingly fast once you hear them in context. You're doing great. Seriously. Heavy progress. Keep going, keep listening, keep saying the sentences out loud. Thordan karun, sagra set hoil. Little by little, everything will get set.